Yo, it's Notorious here. Today, I'm going to be talking about the AFC East and who is going to win this division and ranking them from 4 to 1. So 4 last place, 1 the best team in the AFC East, and will win the division. So this is early predictions, people. You don't have to agree with me. I'm going to be doing a quick analysis for each team and then just ranking them in the end. So let's get this started. Let's kick some ass right now. First of all, I'm going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins. Now, they were okay last season. Not really. They were awful last season. Ryan Tannehill was still inconsistent. It was just pretty bad. I mean, I think they fired Joe Philbin like the first couple of games, and then Dan Campbell took over for the rest of the season, which he was alright. I mean, he did an alright job considering what he had to work with, but in the end, they let him go and they hired Adam Gase this season. So I'm a huge fan of Adam Gase. I think he done with previous quarterbacks. I think he has a really good chance of making something special with Miami. Just not this season, though, unfortunately. I'm talking about for the next season, for 2016. New team, new system, I guess, but he has done more with Jay Cutler, surprisingly, last season in Chicago. So if he could help Jay Cutler a bit, I think he can help Ryan Tannehill, even though I still think Ryan Tannehill is still going to struggle in my opinion, because it's Ryan Tannehill, for crying out loud. And they still have some good talent. Jarvis Landry, one of my favorite players. I like him over Odell Beckham. I like Jarvis Landry. It's one of my favorite dudes. And Jordan Cameron, they need some help in the tight end position. Like, they struggled mightily in the tight end position last year. I don't even know who was there last year. Was it Brian Hartline? I think he was with Cleveland. So Jordan Cameron, I think, is a big help for Ryan Tannehill in that offense, that pretty stale offense in my opinion. And Arian Foster, the new running back for that team, so I think it'll be pretty alright for this team. So they lost Lamar Miller to Houston, so hopefully, I know Arian Foster got older, but still, hopefully he can do some more. And defensively, I don't know, they underachieved in my opinion. I know they signed Sue last year, but he did alright. He wasn't the free agent like, you were hoping for, I guess, from last season. Maybe he was injured, maybe he was just rusty, if that's even possible. But I think with the Sue Wake combo, I think this year they can flourish this year, but we'll see. And also they got Mario Williams from the Buffalo Bills, so that should be a good addition to their defensive line, even though they might have overpaid him a little bit, but who cares? They got some good talent on the defensive line, and they did get Maxwell and Kiko Alonso from the trade with the Philadelphia Eagles, so they're not going to do anything special in my opinion. I think Byron Maxwell, I think we are going to figure that he's just a product of that Seattle defense. Maybe, Philadelphia, they didn't use him right, but I still think that Seattle defense with Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, and Cam Chancellor, that he's pretty much just an average cornerback in my opinion. So we'll see. Byron, if you watch this, please prove me wrong, but we'll see as the season goes. And Adam Gase, I've mentioned him a couple of times. He's a great coach. I mean, he did a good job in Chicago, did a good job in Denver, and we'll see with his first head coach position with this team, trying to turn this team around. Hopefully they can do well. I'm a huge fan of Adam Gase, but I think this season they'll still struggle, and we'll see in a couple years if they do well, but this season they're going to struggle, and I don't think it's going to be a good season for them in my opinion. So yeah. Alright, the New York Jets. This is a really interesting team. They love to make fans happy, but then in the end, they love to just disappoint in the end. Last year, they were so close to winning a playoff spot, but they lost to the freaking Buffalo Bills and freaking Rex Ryan. That had to hurt so much. It's one thing to lose to the Bills, the last game. It's another thing to lose and not make the playoffs because you're old coach. Man, that had to rub him the wrong way, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure, for the New York Jets locker room. And the biggest problem with the Jets, really, they have a really good defense. They have alright wideout pieces for the offense, but the biggest problem is the quarterback position. This is why the Jets get no gifts, because they can't find a quarterback that they can consistently use every single year. You got Ryan Fitzpatrick, but last year he was alright, but then in the end he slipped up at the wrong place at the wrong time. The last game against the Bills, throwing so many interceptions, I don't even know how many he threw. He became regular Fitzpatrick, or Choke Patrick, if that's even a word. And Geno Smith, if he starts, man, this team's gonna suck motherfucking cock, because I was trying to hold some hope out for Geno Smith, but in the end he's not really good. I'm sorry, Geno, you're not that good in the NFL. It sucks to say that, but it's true. I mean, you've been given so many chances, but then you haven't really ran away with it. So I think if they start him, they'll suck cock. But maybe Bryce Petty can start if Fitzpatrick can get something started as of this video. But we'll see with the quarterback situation. But they have a lot of good talent. They did sign Matt Forte from the Chicago Bears for their running back position, so maybe that'll be alright. And Todd Bowles, great coach, fantastic coach. So they'll win some games because of the coaching, because he's a great coach and he turned his team around pretty quickly, even though they didn't make the playoffs. But still, 10 wins is still impressive for first season in the NFL as a head coach. So proud of Todd Bowles. fan of his, but I don't know. If they can find a consistent quarterback that can just manage the game and let the defense do the work, I think this team will go far in the regular season. Hopefully they can make a run in the playoffs a little bit, and I'm not saying they're going to make the Super Bowl, but I'm saying they can make a little run with that great defense that they have. So hopefully they can find a quarterback. They'll have a fantastic season. If not, then they'll flounder like they do in the past couple of years with no quarterback. So Buffalo Bills, when was the last time they made the playoffs again? I think it was 1999. Man, that was a long time ago. That means they're the only team in the NFL that has not made the playoffs in the 21st century. Come on, man, it's 2016 now. Gotta make the playoffs by now. One time, but they haven't. They just been inconsistent all over the board for them. I could make an NFL rant for them, but I won't do that for them right now. This is just talking about the 2016 NFL season predictions. So they do have Tyrod Taylor. He did a pretty good job with that team. I think if he could just build on what he was doing when he was healthy, then I think he can really do some wonders for this team. I think they found the quarterback that they needed finally, hopefully, if he stays healthy. And they got LaShawn McCoy as always. They got some pretty good young receivers, Robert Woods and Sammy Watkins. Well, I don't know if Robert Woods is young, but Sammy Watkins is young. This is his third season, I think third season. So, and tight ends, there's no one special, but hopefully they can do some more. The defensive team, I guess they underachieved last year. They had Rex Ryan as their coach, but yet they underachieved in my opinion. They had a lot of good talent, but then I guess wrong system, because they had to change systems from Jim Schwartz to Rex Ryan, and they actually regressed last season. So hopefully Rex Ryan can do amends and have a good defense, because that's what his specialty is. If he can't even make a good defense, then he should be fired. So he better make the playoffs this year, because if you don't make the playoffs this year, then he's going to get the boot, goodbye, and probably never be a head coach ever again, hopefully. I don't know, but I'm a fan of Rex Ryan. He makes really good defenses, and if he messes up this project, then it's over for him as a coach, as a head coach. Maybe a defensive coordinator. He's a great defensive coordinator, but as a head coach, he'll be done, since either the defense will underachieve or the offense will just suck balls. But hopefully the offense doesn't suck balls with Tyrod Taylor if he stays healthy. So we'll see this season, and we'll move on from there. And the New England Patriots, nothing really to say. They're gonna win the AFC East. Come on, man. Like, I didn't even have to make this video, to be honest with you, but I was gonna make it anyways, because I like talking about football. I know Tom Brady is gone for 4 games, but at the same time, I think Jimmy Garoppolo can do some work for this team for 4 games. I know they have a kind of tough schedule. They had the Arizona Cardinals first game on NBC, so I don't know if they can win that game or not. People are already writing them out. I wouldn't write them out completely. I know it's Bill Belichick, man. Don't write them out completely yet. And they face the Dolphins, the Texans, and Bills for the first 4 games. And the most they can win is 3-1. The worst they can do is 1-3. They're not going to lose all 4 games. That would be absolutely ridiculous if they lose all 4 games in a row. But I think they can win at least 1 game. Or 2-2 would be great. 4-0 would be fantastic. 3-1 would be great. But I think this team is going to be fantastic once Tom Brady comes back, man. Oh my god, he's going to be on redemption mode, like last year when the whole Deflategate bullshit. So they'll do well, and they can make a run in the Super Bowl. I know a lot of people hate the Patriots. Oh, Deflategate, Spygate, but hey, they're a great team. They prove every year that they're the class in the NFL. And well, I'm not talking about class like as in like, I guess good guy, bad guy, but I'm talking about the class in the NFL with consistency, great quarterback play, great offense, great defense. Well, I don't know if it's like the best, but it's good enough to get the job done if that's what it has to go. So I think the Patriots are going to be number 1 and by a long shot. I mean, there is no contest between anyone in the AFC East. This is the easiest division to predict, in my opinion. I think the Patriots will yet again win the AFC East and make a run at the Super Bowl. So now that I'm done with all the talking, splatter, and what have you, I'm going to be ranking them right now. So number 4, I'm going to Miami Dolphins. I think the young team goes last, in my opinion. I think they're going to struggle big time this season. Hopefully they don't. That's just me. Early prediction, but I think Miami Dolphins are going to be last. Number 3, the Buffalo Bills. They're not going to make the playoffs again, and Rex Ryan's going to be gone after this season. The New York Jets, if they can find a quarterback, then they'll win maybe 10 or 11 games this year. If they can find a quarterback, that's all they really need. That they're missing the most important piece in the NFL squad, the quarterback position. But if they can find a quarterback, then it'll be fantastic for them. And the New England Patriots, I don't even have anything to say. They'll make a run of the Super Bowl. So let's go with that. So yeah, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, do whatever, comment on what you think, who's gonna win the AFC East, and yeah, I'll catch you guys up later. So bye, guys.